Hi there. Welcome to Live with the Paper Pixie. I'm Julie DiMatteo from thepaperpixie.com. Tonight is episode 233. I'm coming to you live from Alpharetta, Georgia. As you're rolling on in, say hello and where you're watching from. And if you're new here, put new in the comments so I can give you a quick shout out. We're going to do things a little bit differently tonight. It's been crazy busy at work for me. But today, the last chance list dropped. And I don't know about you, but it's always really hard to kind of understand what's happening with that and how to digest all the information. So I thought I would do my best tonight to share with you sort of the way I think through the last chance list and break it down a little bit more for you, answer any questions that you may have. We'll do rapid fire Q&A at the end. I want to let me say hi to a few people first. So hi Barbara, hi Having Fun Playing with Paper, like my favorite name on YouTube. Hi Vilma, Patty, Kathy, two Kathys back to back. I see you in a K. Hi Dawn, hi Michelle. Hello Lynn, welcome. Lynn, hello. Look at all you guys with your double names back and forth. Hi Charlene, Mitzi, Donna, Lori, welcome. Welcome. I don't think we'll be here for the full hour tonight, but I do want to try to help you digest the information. This should be helpful for both customers and demonstrators as well. And it's always very overwhelming with information. So I'm going to pop to the next scene and have my hubby Brian say hello. There you are. Brian is watching for your comments during tonight's live stream in case we miss anything. But if you do have a question, go ahead and put Q in front of your question, Q:. That will help me queue those together. At the end of the live stream, we'll do a quick Q&A. And feel free to ask any questions. I'm not really going to answer questions about the new annual catalog. I will talk about it, but it gets real complicated if we talk about pricing and everything in the new annual catalog. We'll talk about all those details, but I don't have a copy of that in front of me, so I won't be able to answer your questions very well. So there is that. Let's see. I'm going to flip through a few things here very quickly. My host code for the month of March is listed here on the screen. If you place an order of $50 or more, you get your choice of one of these 3 free gifts. Now, the checks and dots embossing folders made it to the last chance list. So that one's going to end up being a TBD, unless I'm hoping I'll still be able to order that at the end of the month. But if not, we will pivot. This is like the time of pivot for the last 2 years, isn't it? You don't need to remember that host code. The easiest way to shop with my host code is to use my shopping link, thepaperpixie.com/shop. That will, as I like to say, auto-magically add the host code to your order. Now, if your order reaches $150 or more, you want to make sure to remove that host code because you'll earn Stampin' Rewards on orders of $150 or more, but you'll still get to choose a free gift from me. We've got a couple of promotions other than the big one we're going to talk about tonight, but the All Together collection is available. There are 3 Stampin' Blends in this collection that are currently not orderable, and I think the latest date when I checked today was May 2nd, I think. I don't know if that date's right now that I say that out loud. Anyways, they will be in the new annual catalog. The Waves of the Ocean collection, this is another early release. It's an early release bundle, but they've of course included some incredible papers with it. There's the Waves of the Ocean paper, which is an acrylic pour technique pattern. And I don't know if you caught Sarah Douglas's, she did a short form video. I think it might have been on Instagram, but she showed the canvases compared to the actual patterns on the designer series paper. So you could sort of see how the pattern was the same, that they may have brought it more true to the Stampin' Up! Colors. But there's also rhinestones. So there's the 2 papers and the rhinestones. Those are while supplies last through May 2nd. We've got the Mini Boss is 20% off now through March 31st. So that's another week and a day. I think that's through next Thursday. Yes. And there are 13 select bundles, which are 20% off. There is some overlap you'll see between some of those bundles and what's on the last chance list. And I will do my best to talk about those as well. And if you don't already have a demonstrator and you'd like complimentary copies of our current catalogs, you can request a catalog. You can submit a catalog request at thepaperpixie.com/happymail. Now, if you're one of my current customers who's placed an order with me since October 1st, you should have received an email from me last Thursday I am doing the catalogs a little bit differently this year. I need your help in requesting a catalog because I want to make sure, one, I am sending it to those of you who want the hard copy catalog. Some of you prefer to just look at it online. And I want to make sure I have your correct address so we can make sure that catalog gets to you. So many of you have requested it. Thank you. If you are on that email list and you didn't yet request a catalog, you're going to get a reminder tomorrow, and you'll get one last reminder next Thursday. Now, if you aren't currently a current customer, that my brain is fried, reach out to me if you'd like to get on my new catalog list. I do have some show and tell. Those are some of my notes really quick. Let's get those out of the way. Lily, again, was working on her Draw So Cute. Winnie I think it's Wenny is her name. She does illustration teachings on YouTube, and Lily loves following them. I think Lily cut these out with scissors and then has taped them back into place purposely for show and tell because she wanted to make sure you could see those, but she learned how to draw a Happy Meal, and this is a really cute cat donut. But I love seeing her imagination and the way that she colors things. So super fun and cute. And I love the way that Wenny teaches them how to do eyes with the two little white dots and then the lines underneath. Super cute.
Those are chicken nuggets.
Oh, these are chicken nuggets from the Happy Meal. And another cappuccino.
The one that's been bitten.
The one that's been bitten is being dipped into a barbecue sauce container. That is hilarious. I see a cat here with a cherry on top as well. That's really cute. Okay, so, and then Nolan, my Lego-obsessed son, he is a kindergartner, but he loves creating his own designs with Legos. Now, he speeds through the kits and then takes them apart and then comes up with his own creations. He's been working on a whole village that I eventually will have to take a photo of to share with you on our dining room table he's been working on it for maybe months, to be honest, and he'll keep changing things and adding things. So that's what they chose to show you tonight. So I'm going to check really quickly and see if let me come back to me really quick here. I want to see if we had any new folks that joined. I forgot to say hello to those of you. Let's see. I typed in the word new and new-ish. Shannon McCullough, welcome. I love new-ish. That is awesome. Welcome, welcome. Let's see. Oh yeah, I see questions. We will get to those at the end. Great questions that I'm seeing already. Yippee skippy. Okay, so let's talk a little bit. Let me get to the bottom. Wow, the comments are flying through. All right, let's talk a little bit about the last chance list. So if you are new to Stampin' Up, or maybe you're a new demonstrator or a new customer, when we have to say goodbye to a new catalog, Stampin' Up! Gives us a last chance opportunity to purchase products that are outgoing or on their way to retirement. It's just the natural progression of what happens when we are ready for new stuff. We have to say goodbye to some of the stuff that's been tried and true. I'm pretty disappointed about a few things, but I will get over it. We'll talk about some of the things that I'm like, oh no, I can't believe that's retiring. But no, it's a good thing. It's making room for new things. So that list posted today at the exact same time that the new annual catalog, the 2022 to 2023 annual catalog posted. And so it was this big frenzy. We had demonstrators from all over the world trying to get their eyes on the new catalog. We had customers flooding the online store trying to get the outgoing last chance products, so many of them that are discounted. So it was mass chaos today. But I did my best after work today to try to, I marked my annual catalog, all the things that are retiring, tried to make sense of bundles that are partially going away and things of that nature. So I'm just going to highlight a couple of things. Feel free to ask questions, even if you have questions about specific products in the outgoing annual catalog, and I'll do my best to help you with that. I've got my computer here to the side with the spreadsheet. So Stampin' Up! Always gives us a spreadsheet of the last chance items. I like to tear it apart and make it easier for you to see and sort it and organize it and pull out stuff that might be confusing or extraneous. And what will happen is tomorrow I'm planning to put together a blog post that I will share the PDFs that I'm going to share with you tonight. I don't have them linked anywhere tonight, but they will be linked on my blog post tomorrow. And I will also have a printable version of the whole list with some notes and things to sort of help you make a decision on whether it makes sense to purchase the bundle or perhaps the items in the bundle separately, because I want you to get the most value out of your purchases from this last chance products promotion. That's a lot of words, because there are opportunities to maximize here. So I want to put in a plug for the starter kit here, because here's one of the benefits of the starter kit at the moment. One of the best perks of purchasing the starter kit, you sign on to be a demonstrator with Stampin' Up. There's absolutely no obligation to demonstrate or teach or sell products. You simply could enjoy the discount and the perks that come with being a Stampin' Up demonstrator. Let's say you were to purchase the starter kit tomorrow, you would not only be able to see the new annual catalog, but you'd also be able to take advantage of some of the discounted retiring products with your Stampin' Up demonstrator discount. So that is one way to really maximize your purchase. So just want to throw that out there in case you've been thinking about it or you've got a long wish list. When you look at the last chance list, purchasing the starter kit might be the best way to go, because then any orders after you buy the starter kit, you can get that with your demonstrator discount. Now, the starter kit already is a great deal. You get to choose up to $125 in product for only $99. And if you think about it, that $125 could be the discounted price of many of these last chance items. So you can really get that $125 to go further with the discounted items. So with that out of the way, I'm going to first give you a couple of numbers because I'm a numbers nerd. So I don't have the total. Can you do a total count of products, like a command or a control? Poor Brian has been on Mac for so long, and my work computer is a PC. He needs to be reminded. I don't think it's filtered, so.
301.
There's a total of it looks like a total of 300 retiring products. Now I pulled a couple of things out. I pulled out like the sweet collections because those always go away. But let me grab my notes really quick. So about 300 items, but 131 of those items are discounted. And they're discounted anywhere from 20% off to 50% off. So we have 70 items that are 20% off. Now, these are numbers as of 1 p.m. Mountain Time today. There's the possibility that some items have already sold out. All of these items are while supplies last. There are no guarantees, so don't hesitate if there are things that you want to grab. So 70 items at 20% off, 38 items at 40% off, and 23 items at 50% off. So what I've done is create a couple of PDFs. I use my Stampin' blog for my project supply lists on my blog. They also have this great PDF thing, so I always like to have PDFs of things. So let me go ahead and flip this way. You can see my notes here. I've got notes that I don't want to forget. So a couple of important things to point out with the last chance list. This is the beautiful outgoing 21 to 22 annual catalog. Anytime we have bundles, that bundle pricing goes away when the catalog switches over. So the new catalog starts May 3rd. Any of the bundle pricing in this annual catalog, that pricing goes away. But some of the bundles or the products in the bundle are carrying over to the annual catalog. You just won't be able to get them at a discount. So if you've got bundles on your wish list that are still carrying over, you might want to consider grabbing them at their 10% discount now. If that 10% doesn't, tip the needle for you, wait, get the things that are a higher priority on your wish list, and you can wait a while to get those bundle or the products that are currently in bundles that are carrying over. You'll have all through May of 2023 to get your hands on those. So don't feel like you have to rush to get the bundled price. It is a 10% discount. That may make a difference to you, but if it does not, then put those sort of at the bottom of your wish list. That's one of my tips. So we have got, what do we want to start with here? I have the catalog here. My catalog is completely marked up. I will show you that I have gone through every single page and I've put a little R. This helps me when I pull my items for my retired item sale that will happen in June or July of this year. But I've got everything flagged, so if you have questions about a specific project or notes, I think we'll probably spend quite a bit of time on Q&A tonight. I'm here as long as you need me to be here. But I wanted to point out, so we have 23 items that are 50% off. I did create this PDF. This will be linked on my blog tomorrow. And I've got them sorted in order of price from high to low. So for example, the peony dyes, they're $40 retail, but they're $20 on sale, 50% off. You'll probably see a trend as things sell out. It's typically the things that are highly, highly discounted, like these 50% off items. But there are some really cool things. Now, I'm curious, for those of you that can kind of see what's on this page, does anybody have a guess as to what I'm disappointed about on this page?
Somebody's already said it.
Brian said somebody already said it. The tag topper punches are retiring. I'm going to grieve over that for a little bit and then I'll be okay.
Well, it was actually something else.
Was it something else on this page?
Oh, I didn't see the page.
Oh, gotcha. What did they say?
The trio.
Oh, yes, the detailed trio punch. Okay, the tag topper punches and the detailed trio punch. I'm not sure I'll be able to let any of those go. Now, funny story. Yes, I don't remember. I feel like, I let go of the scallop tag topper punch. I thought I bought it back again on clearance, but I'm not sure. I had seller's remorse when I sold it. So to whoever got my scallop tag topper punch, I'm okay. I don't need it anymore. Hi Annie, welcome. I see you're new here. Okay, so 50% off. So peony dyes, the floral heart dyes. These are, you'll notice, the 50% off items are individual items. So what I will do for the spreadsheet tomorrow, I will put a call out on that spreadsheet. I just ran out of time today. I was working on this list since about 5 o'clock tonight, as soon as I was done with work, right up until dinner time. But I will do a call out to say, hey, don't buy the bundle because it's cheaper for you to buy the individual items instead. So I'll make sure that those are called out for you. I'm going to make sure the font is bigger so if you do print it, you'll be able to see it. That's one of the pieces of feedback we always get is that Excel spreadsheet is teeny tiny font and really hard to see. That might be why I'm wearing my glasses today. So 50% off items. Again, there are 23 of them. Some great stuff here. And again, it's going from top to bottom, but some things that you might want to grab if you don't already have it. The ice cream cone builder punch, that's half off. The strawberry builder punch, that's half off. It's got some really cute stuff in there. Let's see. We've got embossing folders. So you see it goes anywhere from the discounted price of $20 down to $3.75. And that's the 50% off. That's a one-page, well, it's a two-page PDF, but I printed it double-sided. Then we've got 20% off. There are, I skipped, let's do 40. I put those out of order. The 40% off items, we've got 38 here. And yes, the detailed trio punch, but hey, it's 40% off, people. So it is $12 for the detailed trio punch. Now, I will say I mostly just used the corner rounder piece of that. I didn't see that there's a corner rounder piece in the new catalog, so I'm a little bummed about that, but maybe it's just not a big seller and we all already have corner rounder punches. I have a handheld one that I will just switch to for now. But we've got some really great accessory punches like the sprig punch, that's 40% off. Look at all this paper that's 40% off. All the designer series paper retires. That's just a fact of life. That's what happens. And even the color family, they always come out with new patterns for us to keep it fresh and new. So you'll see that all of those pattern papers are retiring as well. I hope you guys are finding this helpful. All of the Stampin' Blends, like anything with the 2020 to 2022 in colors, all of those products are retiring because those colors are retiring. I will say that those things will sell out the fastest if they haven't already. I know the Misty Moonlight ink refill is currently not orderable, but it is slated to be back in stock, I believe, the week of April 4th. Last I checked the inventory status report. But you can get some great prices on ribbons and embellishments. So lots of fun stuff to take a look at. Now, any of the images on here, if you just look at the electronic PDF, again, this will post to my blog tomorrow. If you click on it, it'll take you right to the online store, and these will also automatically add my shopping host code as well. So easy way to shop and look at those prices. I love how my Stampin' blog makes it real easy for you to see the sale price next to the retail price. Okay, so that is the 40% off. Again, that was 38 products, 40% off. 38 products as of go live today at 1 p.m. Mountain Time. And then I think what they did was globally, the new catalog and the last chance products list posted for all of our global markets at the same time. So if you had some trouble with the system being sluggish, I think all those kinks are worked out now, but we were all just so excited to see everything today. And then 70 products at 20% off. Now 20% off I love because that's the sweet spot for a demonstrator discount. So that is when you join as a demonstrator, that's the discount that you get on your purchases. You have an opportunity to earn up to 25% off. Now, if you're a demonstrator, you get your demonstrator discount on the discounted price. So a little bit of double dipping there for sure. But you'll notice some really, some dies on here that are sad to say goodbye to. Some classics like the Hippo and Friends dies, the Tasteful Labels dies. That's one of my favorite go-to ones. I'm just quickly skimming through here. The Delightful Tag Topper Punch. That one's 20% off because that's more popular than the fancy Tag Topper Punch. But we've got the Everyday Label Punch. That's a classic. The Tailored Tag Punch, which is great for doing banner ends if you don't want any of the banner punches. That is a great punch to get more bang for its buck as well. It does a lot of different things. The Turtle Punch is going. Let's see. Designer Series paper. I'm doing a quick skim here to just call out a few things. Most of our packaging products are on the retiring list as well. We are keeping the 6x8 cellophane bags, the scalloped gift boxes. That's not the official name of that. Don't quote me on that. But anyway, so lots of really great deals to be had, especially if you want to add some embellishments and things to your stash. Now, I also did a list. I'm hoping that this is helpful. These are 5, 10, 15, 20 bundles that are completely retiring. So that means they are going away. None of the products in the bundle are carrying over to the new catalog. So if you're trying to make the call on whether or not you want to purchase these bundles, these ones are going away completely. So there's 20 of them. You got the Sweet Strawberry, All for Baby. Let's see, the Hats Off bundle is really cute. That one's going away. The Sweet as a Peach bundle. Not enough Georgia Peaches bought that bundle, I think is what happened. Then the Turtle Friends, you'll see some overlap here with things on the discounted list, etc. So I do want to work hard tonight and make sure it's likely cheaper for you to buy the Turtle Friends bundle products separately and save a little more than to buy the bundle, because the bundle is not discounted. Well, it's its normal 10% off price. That's the bundle price. And then I think because the Turtle Punch is on sale, it's cheaper to buy them separately. So I will call those out on the spreadsheet as well. So those are the PDFs that I created. If you can think of any other ways you might want to see the products, throw those in the comments, and I will I'll see if I can pull something like that together. This is sort of how my brain worked. I like to look at the discounts first and maximize my purchase that way. And then the bundles are always confusing just because of some of the ones where the products are staying or one of the products is staying, and then understanding which bundles are going away completely. So anything to note? We're going to do some Q&A for sure. All right, so let me point out a couple of other things, and we'll jump into Q&A tonight, and we'll let you guys sort of steer the show a bit tonight. Let's see. I wanted to flip to the bundles page in here just to point out a couple of things. I love how Stampin' Up! Does the bundles in the back. Now, my notes may not make much sense for you, but for example, the Elegantly Said bundle, the whole bundle is retiring, okay? But the Evergreen Elegance bundle, just the stamp set's retiring, but we're keeping that awesome Evergreen border punch. So that is carrying over. The In Symmetry Sweet Strawberry and Turtle Friends, you'll see those three on that bundle PDF that I created. So those are, I think the only partial punch bundle is the Evergreen Elegance. So just the Evergreen border punch is carrying over, but we're saying goodbye to the stamp set there. Let's see. Now we are holding on to, you can sort of see some products that you'll be able to tell are in the new annual catalog because they don't have an R next to it. So we do have 2 Pick-a-Punches that are carrying over, which is great. And we're not saying goodbye to any of our tools. I will say really briefly, because here I am already talking about the new catalog. And I may have already mentioned this before. We have the magnetic, let's see, what are they called? the magnetic plates. I don't think they're in the catalog because we had to discontinue them due to product issues, but there are new magnetic platforms for both the mini and the regular size Stamp and Cut and Emboss machine in the new catalog. I don't know if they'll be ready right at go live time May 3rd, but they have figured that one out. So yeah, the checks and dots I'm keeping an eye on. We will pivot if we need to as far as a free gift goes. All right, so All for Baby, All Squared Away, Art in Bloom. Those are complete bundles retiring. The Beautiful Trees, or I should say the Beauty of Friendship bundle that has the gorgeous trees and sentiments in it. We're keeping the stamp set. The die set is retiring, but the stamp set, probably what happened is the stamp set was so popular. They're keeping the stamp set around. Blossoms in Bloom, Batik Boutique. Those are completely going away, as well as Encircled in Friendship, Forever Grapevine, and Hat Builder. Then we've got the Inspired Thoughts bundle. That is the fantastic Inspired Thoughts stamp set, is awesome. So the stamp set's sticking around, but the dies are retiring. I don't want to call out all of these, but you can see a bunch. This whole page is going bye-bye, which isn't it funny how that goes? And let's see. We're keeping the basic borders dies. Just flipping through. I am curious, how do you guys look at a new catalog? Do you start in the back and go to the front, or start in the front like page 1 and flip to the back? I go straight to the tools section first because I like to see what new tools Stampin' Up! Has come up with, and the punches and the dies, and then I go back to the beginning. That's how I roll. I think that's it. And then the other thing I want to call out is anything that is a host item, those are retiring as well. So in general, bundle pricing goes away. Anything that's a host that you can only purchase with Stampin' Rewards goes away. All the Designer Series papers, but wow, wait till you see the new Designer Series papers. Amazing. And I think that's all that I wanted to call out here. Why don't we jump to Q&A here, because that'll help me I'll do some research. I'm going to leave this out in case I need to look at that, and let's go ahead and switch to Q&A. I'm going to queue up your questions first. I should have done that first. Let's see, queue. All right. We're picking up cues as well. What did I think of the new catalog, Kristen? It is to die for. I've only flipped through it once, very quickly today in between meetings, but I absolutely love I love so much of it, but there's some great color combinations in the Designer Series paper that just gets me super excited to play with. And the new in colors as well. My customers, I shared those with you. You've probably seen them online. I'm not going to be able to remember all of them. I'm going to do my best.
Somebody asked whether there were 3 blues.
So there's actually 2 blues, because I believe the Orchid Oasis is actually a purple. Now it does look a little blue, but those of you that are missing Tempting Turquoise, the Tahitian Tide, I think is the name. Correct me if I'm wrong. I know I've got demonstrators watching, so help me out here. Tahitian Tide is kind of a Tempting Turquoise replacement, although it seems to be a bolder turquoise. I don't know. I think it's gorgeous. I've kind of seen it up against Tempting Turquoise. We've got Sweet Sorbet, which is reminds me of strawberry slush. Gosh. So Sweet Sorbet, Tahitian Treat, Ocean Oasis, Orchid Oasis. Wow, words are hard again this week. We've got Starry Sky, which is beautiful. And I'm missing the 5th one. It's Parakeet Party, which is a really cool green, kind of like a Lucky Limeade color, but real bright. So, loved the new catalog. That was my roundabout way of saying I loved it. The Pattern Party DSP is on the retiring list. Linda, that is a great question. I think that it can still only be purchased with Stampin' Rewards, unfortunately. So it is $18 in Stampin' Rewards, and you can, even if you just place a $150 order, you can just pay the extra $3 on top of that. But it's a massive pack of paper. It's 48 sheets. Yes, Patty, I think I answered that, but the trio punch is going away. I did not see a corner rounder replacement or a trio punch replacement. So maybe in a future catalog. Some of the photopolymer stamps don't stick to the blocks anymore. What's the best way to clean them and make them stickable again? So Paula, what I actually do for mine is wash them with dish soap and water. And usually, and then I rinse them really well to make sure the soap residue is off. But usually that brings them back to life and sticky again. Usually what happens over time is the oils from your hand or dust sticks to the super sticky photopolymer and then can cause those to not stick as well. So try some dish soap and water and then make sure you rinse them real well. I usually let them air dry. Put them on like a lint-free cloth while they're drying, and that hopefully will bring them back to life. If anybody else has other tips or tricks, feel free to share them in the comments. How does Stampin' Rewards work? So Stampin' Rewards, having fun playing with paper, that is when you place an order of $150 or more. It's sort of like you're having your own workshop. So originally the workshop model was if you grouped orders together and they reached that $150 threshold, from that point forward, as that total grows, you earn Stampin' Rewards on that. And so, for example, at the $150 level, you'll get 10% of that in Stampin' Rewards to spend. Now, you do have to use those Stampin' Rewards on that order. Otherwise, you'll forfeit them. You can't save them for later. But you can either apply those towards the specific host products, because host products can only be purchased with Stampin' Rewards, or you can use those Stampin' Rewards to offset the cost of any of the other products. Kind of look at it as a little bit like fun money, I guess. It's, let's say you earn $15, you can take the $15 in Stampin' Rewards and apply that to products to reduce the price. Now, you can go over by a little bit in the Stampin' Rewards section and pay the difference, but you can't add another product to the Stampin' Rewards section. I'm not going to phrase this the right way. It can't be more expensive than the remaining balance you have in Stampin' Rewards. Anyways, if you get error messages while you're trying to redeem Stampin' Rewards, just reach out to me and I'll be happy to help you understand what's going on. Hello, PJ. How do I store my stamps? I store my stamps alphabetically, Vicky, by catalog. So I have stamps. They're a hot mess right now because that's just been the story of my life. But my annual catalog stamps I store over this way. And my mini catalog stamps, I have more than fit here, which is a crafter's problem, right? Don't you always have more stamps than you have storage for? But I try to keep the mini catalog stamps sort of right in front of me here, and then just over here to the side I've got my annual catalog, but they're in alphabetical order, separated by catalog. Hopefully that makes sense. Dawn, it did make me sad with the trio punch, but you know what? Again, I sometimes use the ribbon slot. I don't use the other corner one, the one that has the 3 loop-de-loop flower thingies. I don't use that really at all. But really, I will miss having a corner rounder punch, but I'll adapt. Winners adapt, right? Let's see. How can you find a Stampin' Up! Person in your area? So Pat, on the Stampin' Up! Website, so it'll be...
I replied to her.
Oh, you replied. Okay,
Yeah.
Perfect. Totally agree, Jill. Why is it so darn tiny? So I will do my best to make that much better for you to print. I think the way they give it to us is in portrait, and then it's super tiny print. I love spreadsheets. It's kind of my jam, and so I love to make things. My whole career, I've created spreadsheets and had to create spreadsheets for like exhibits, and so I focus on the details of that, but I will probably put it in landscape so that we can make the font a little bit bigger, and then you guys can look at it either digitally or print off. Hopefully that will help you, but I will post that to my blog tomorrow. But good question. Can you use Stampin' Points and Pixie Points with the last chance? So Stampin' Points. I think, Nita, you're probably talking about Stampin' Rewards. Absolutely. You can use Stampin' Rewards. And your Pixie Perks, if you've earned Pixie Perks with me, what she's talking about is my customer loyalty program. I have a digital loyalty card that you get a stamp. It confuses people because if I either use the word stamp or punch on your loyalty card, we sell stamps and punches. So it's not like our stamp sets, but you get like a stamp on your Pixie Perks loyalty card with me for each $50 increment in orders. And if you get 10 stamps within a year, you earn a $50 shopping spree with me. So yes, you are welcome to redeem a Pixie Perks shopping spree and choose last chance products for that. The only caveat I will add is I will order that as quick as I can, but there's always the chance that stuff sells out before I can get that order in. So just keep that in mind. Sticker. Oh, Brian's telling me to use the term sticker. I could do that.
Works for the kids, right?
Yeah, maybe. There's a lot going on, Kathy. Yes. Flowing flowers are not carrying over. All right, I'm going to unlock this really quick. Hold on 1 second. Of course, my work laptop logged out. So flowing flowers, Melanie, isn't that from the mini catalog? I think that's flowing flowers. You searching? Just keep hitting enter and it will. I think Flowing Flowers is in the mini catalog, and that's still sticking around until the end of June. So there's no retiring list for that yet. This is just the annual catalog. But if I'm misremembering that, let me know. I think Flowing Flowers is in the mini, so it's safe for now. No corner rounder.
We're good.
Okay. Which tag topper did you use for your cardstock samples? That one was the Delightful Tag Topper. I think that's the one you're asking about. And I also... Oh, I'm out of them. I create... When I have new team members, I'm behind in making these, but I create little cardstock swatches for my team members, and I use the Delightful Tag Topper punch for that. I actually have 2 of those punches, so those are Perma Stash. If you're not familiar with Perma Stash, they're permanently in my stash because I love them so much. But yeah, it was the Delightful Tag Topper. If I had to pick one from the bunch, or from the 2, I use the Delightful Tag Topper way more than I use the Fancy Tag Topper. I mean, there's a use for both, but I think I have more projects in my tutorials. Well, most are using the Scallop Tag Topper, which has retired, and Delightful Tag Topper is kind of my go-to replacement for that. Edna, the promotion goes from now through May 2nd, but it's a while supplies last situation. So as products sell out, they will just not be available. The online store is always going to be the best place to check that, but the last chance promotion goes through May 2nd, and then the new catalog goes live May 3rd. There is no color refresh this year, Michelle, so you can rest assured there. I love color refreshes, but you know, when you have everything kind of organized, I'm already going to have to move things around for the new in colors, but I'm okay with that. My favorite new in color, Mary, I think it is Orchid Oasis, because I'm a purple gal. But I usually try to withhold, not judgment, but withhold my favorite pick until I've had a chance to play with them. I'll be able to order, or demonstrators will be able to order in-color products, at least usually, on the pre-order date, which starts next Friday, April 1st. So I will report back after I've played with them. Tag Topper Punch is the largest 2 inches. Yes. So both the Delightful Tag Topper Lynn and the Fancy Tag Topper have a 2-inch wide tray. Now, you can put bigger pieces of cardstock in there. I've done a couple projects where we've done that as well, so you don't have to stick to 2 inches. Just know that the punch out part will only go to 2 inches wide. But there's I have some cool projects where you can punch it, but the paper is wider than 2 inches. Let's see. Is there a downloadable Excel file of the retired? So what I will do, thank you for asking that question. I don't know who asked the question, but you popped it in there for me.
It's after.
The downloadable Excel. Oh, I got it from Mary. Yeah. So I will include both the Excel and the PDF, okay, for those of you that want to sort it different ways. So thank you for asking that question. Do I feel like prices have gone up rationally or not? Totally rationally. there's nothing, I'm not nervous about the price increases at all. They're small. So I think you'll be fine with that. I don't think it's irrational at all. The prices, it makes sense. Prices haven't gone up in a while. We've had prices on a few things here and there. But I think, for example, like punches, they're going from the ones that are normally 17, I think are going up to 19. But not too bad. I mean, we are also in the midst of, the global shipping crisis and supply chain craziness, hot mess express. So there's some of that included as well. We do have a shipping increase that is happening. I forgot to mention that tonight, but that's happening effective April 1st. It's not a huge increase. So we're going up by $1 or 1% higher, depending on which is larger. So today it's $6.95 or 10% of your order, whichever is larger. On April 1st, it's $7.95 or 11%. So if that is something that would tip the needle for you as well, get an order in before April 1st, and then you'll have the current shipping cost for that. I think, Laura, great question again. When host items are retiring, can anyone buy them? I don't believe so. I think that it is still only with Stampin' Rewards. But if I hear differently, I will let you know. Yep, same question again. I know, I wish during, you know what? I'm going to put that into the sandbox as a suggestion to make those available, especially if they have the stock. I mean, I'm with you if you could buy it cash as opposed to Stampin' Rewards. When you get the catalog pre-order, will you please let us know your favorite paper, stamps, dies, and punches? Absolutely. So what I will do is likely the plan, which is my normal plan, is I'll do a product sneak peek. We'll do like a Friday night live, and I will do a sneak peek and show you up close and personal to my pre-order products. So stay tuned for that. Will they ever bring back the tab punch? Diane, great question. I think if they bring it back, it'll be different. But yeah, the tab punch was one that, any of the tab punches really, but that was a popular one for sure. And I know they're hard to find at a good price on the aftermarkets, right? On eBay and Facebook Marketplace and stuff like that. You can always tell, like Stampin' Up's products, almost every single one of them holds their value, and some of them are way above their original retail price, but understandably supply and demand, right? Make sure your blocks are clean too. Great suggestion, Carla. Alcohol wipes, yes. I actually put Brian to task. He's been cleaning my stamps and clear blocks, and he does hand sanitizer. So same thing with alcohol wipes. I need to pick an unscented hand sanitizer though, because the one he's been using, I have like a aversion to strong smell. I have a very strong nose, so any type of strong smells, I'm like, oh. It's so funny because when we met, I used to wear perfume, like lots of perfume all the time, and present me is like, well, how did I ever do that? He's laughing. He's like, I don't know why you did. How do you keep up and have time to use all the stamps you have to buy as a demonstrator? I don't keep up, Lynn. You know, it's funny. I think both demonstrators and crafters have the same problem, right? I am a habitual purchaser of stamps with every intention to use every single one of them, and there are some that I just never get a chance to get to. So I'm going to be more intentional about the stamps that I purchase, because I really do love playing with them, but there's some that I'm like, oh, I never even got a chance to ink that up and it's already retired. So that is one of the difficult parts as a business demonstrator, is it doesn't make sense for me to continue to hold on to those sets if I'm not able to offer them to you. I wouldn't want you ever to be frustrated that I use a stamp and they're like, well, I can't buy it, it's retired. So, but yeah, it's hard to not ink them all up, but I'm okay with it, because then the new stuff, the new shiny stuff, gets me all excited. Spreadsheet Queen, yes. Is Frenchie's stamp retiring? Ooh, Jill. I don't remember. What is the name of her stamp set, Jill? Can you remind me? I forget. Remind me. Put that in the comments for me so I can, and put a Q in front of it so I see it in my queue. Do I sell the card? I don't sell the cardstock sampler, Kristen. I just actually made it with, I just don't have the time to do that, the time or the resources, but it's real easy to make. Especially if you happen to have all the cardstock. But I just do 2x3 inch. I think it was 2x3 inch pieces that I punched with the Delightful Tag Topper. And I do have the labels available on my blog as well. Into the Storm. Into the Storm, I believe, is retiring. Let's get to it.
2 people have said it is.
It is? Okay. I want to make sure that I marked that one.
Yeah, a lot of people are saying it is.
It's called Into the Storm. Okay. Let's see. What was my most favorite stamp set? Oh, wait. Sorry, Mary. I skipped your... I think I scrolled too much. Okay. Is there a new lace ribbon in the new catalog? I'm not sure. I didn't look hard enough at the ribbons. I will be studying the ribbons, so I know you're going to ask, or eventually you will ask. We will be doing paper and ribbon share. I will also be updating my Stamp and Blends labels to include the 5 new in colors. Each of them have a Stamp and Blends combo pack. So I will likely be updating those labels. I'm going to try to do it close to the pre-order because I know a lot of demonstrators use those labels. And if you've already purchased my Stamp and Blends labels, let me pop that up on the screen really quickly. They are $8. It's a print yourself at home digital download. It includes all current and retired Stamp and Blends colors. It also includes the new natural tones. And when you purchase for $8, you get updates for life. So I will always keep that updated. So I'll be adding, there's actually a spot for 5 more labels. Like I've got a section on there, so those 5 new in colors will fit in there perfectly. But yes, you'll receive an email once I update that PDF. And if you hang on to the download email that you receive, so if you've purchased my Stamp and Blends before, I've had a lot of confusion. Individuals thinking that I'm sending you something in the mail. It is completely digital. I don't have the capacity to mail printed labels to you. But you'll get an email from me after you purchase that the subject is your order with the Paper Pixie is now complete. In that email is your link to download the blends. And if you hang on to that email, that link will always take you to the most updated blends file. So I always kind of just tell you to file that away and keep that email. But I'm not sure about the lace ribbon. I haven't studied that yet, but I will be studying the papers and the ribbon as I gear up for the product shares. Because I do like to include the product shares information flyer in with the catalog. So we'll get that ready when we ship those out.
Sue says no lace.
No lace. Thank you for answering that for sure. I saw they're retiring the alphabet dies. So wish they would bring back the large letters and numbers. Yeah. I think there's an alphabet stamp set. There is. With a really cute coordinating punch. Now the punch doesn't punch out the letters, but it's really cute to punch out the stamped letters. Anyways, so that's coming. I don't think there are alphabet dies in the new catalog. Oh, my most favorite stamp set ever. Michelle. That is like the toughest question. Not quite as tough as which kid is your favorite, but just kidding. My favorite. I'm gonna have to think about that one. And my most favorite color ever. It changes so much. I am all like purple. So I know it hasn't been around super long, but I love Highland Heather. That's like my jam. It's kind of the color of my blog, or that's the closest to my brand color. Oh, you guys, thank you, Lynn. That's very sweet of you. Thank you. Will I be having a retired product Pixie sale of your personal stock? I absolutely will. So, probably in the June, I think June is likely going to be the timing. I tried to time it. Actually, I think it might be July. I always try to do it in time to catch catalogs. I do it once a year because it's so much work. But I think maybe July, I'm not sure, June or July. But yes, it'll be my own personal stash. Stamp sets, dies, punches for the most part. And I've got enough of stuff that I will likely do mystery bags for ribbon and paper and embellishments. So I usually wait till I have enough to do a pretty good sized amount of mystery bags. Y'all love the mystery bags. So stay tuned for that. Yes, After the Storm, and it's retiring. Wah, wah. Are the new colors a surprise change to colors for new colors? good question, Mel's Faves. I think I was expecting there to be a yellow in that, but it is a little bit of a rainbow. We've got kind of a reddish, there's no like orange or yellow, but there's a green, 2 blues, and what could pass for a blue or a purple. They look really pretty together. The Stampin' Up! Shared a image of, they gave us all week, or I should say over the last 5 days, they gave us like riddles, and then they revealed each color, 1 per day, and then each one had like an image. So the Parakeet Party had a parakeet, and Orchid Oasis had an orchid, and then they did a graphic, and some of you may have seen it, but it was all those different images all put together and just showed. What I love about the in colors, when they introduce them, they always, you don't think they're gonna look great together as they reveal them sort of one at a time, but then seeing them all together, it's just this bright, fresh, I'm a Brights girl, so I love, the Brights family is my favorite family ever, even though I don't think Highland Heather is in the Brights family, but I think it's, they're switching it up, and I know that the trendy colors change, so, but yeah, that's a great question. It's a thought-provoking question, so. All right, I don't see any more questions. You guys had great questions. I think we'll probably wrap it up. How are we doing? Yeah, just before 9. I appreciate you guys all coming. Did I miss anything? You good? Okay, let me switch back. Here we go. Thank you all so much for joining me tonight. I have a little teaser for you tonight. Make sure you come back next week for episode 234 because I have some exciting news to share with you, and I've got a fun way to share that with you. So come back next week. You can always catch the replay. Don't have FOMO if you can't join me right at 8 p.m. Eastern time next week, but I'm excited to share some news with you. And thank you so much for joining me tonight for a little bit of a different format. I hope it was helpful for you to sort of digest and dial it down what's happening with the last chance product sale. As always, if you have questions, let me know. I will post to my blog tomorrow the PDFs that I shared tonight, the list of the retiring items, both in PDF format as well as Excel, so you can sort that to your heart's desire. I know everybody looks at information differently. I love to look at it from the page numbers, so I can flip through my catalog and make notes, but I also like to see the bundle next to the products within the bundle, so I can kind of tell, you know, what's moving or what's staying and what's going within the bundles, etc. So look for that blog post tomorrow. It probably won't go out first thing in the morning. I'll work on it over a cup of coffee and tidy things up for that, but that will post at thepaperpixie.com tomorrow. If you're not already following my blog, you can subscribe to it, and anytime I publish a new post, you'll get an email with that new post. You just go to thepaperpixie.com/subscribe, and it'll just be anytime I update my blog with a new post, you'll get an email with that so you don't miss anything. Again, I'll be live next week for episode 200. I think I said 233. Today is 233, right? I don't even remember. Yes. And next week's 234. Again, I'll have some news to share with you next week. I hope you have a wonderful and blessed week. Next week is the last week of March. Holy cow. But I will see you next Wednesday. Have a wonderful and blessed week. Happy shopping, the last chance product sale. Reach out with any questions. Take good care. Bye.